Welcome back to the Fem Rap Politics playlist. I am Destiny. Come on in, guys. Make sure you like the video and, gather around because I need you guys to stay till the end because, one thing about me, when I talk about female rap, or actually, when I talk about anybody, anything, I always like to have receipts because one thing I like to do is you can always make arguments about something, but the most powerful way to do it is by using a person's words against them. Okay, life lesson right there. But before we get into Latto, make sure that you guys check out my previous video on Megan Thee Stallion on the Fem Rap Politics playlist and her alleged plastic surgery, and then my reaction to Partisan Fontaine's diss towards her. Okay, so that is all that has been going on in recent times in the female rap world. But if you guys did not know, Latto did a cover story, an interview with XXL magazine, and she said a couple things that we need to, talk about and debunk and get into. So let's get straight into it. So I, of course, took some screenshots here from the article. So it says, what are the biggest challenges you have faced as a woman in hip hop? She says, as they always say, we got to go 10 times harder. We get analyzed by the blogs, fans, and commentators. And for instance, everybody know about my situation of me trying to clear the verse for my album. We just go through a lot more on the back end that people don't know about. So then they asked her what happened with that. It was reported, a female rapper wanted to exchange sexual relations for a verse. So basically, I even included this because I wanted to show that Latto, she just never addresses things head on, right? So much for put it on the floor, right? So she says, let me tiptoe. I think being like the female rapper entertainer might consist of sexual lyrics, risque clothes, and whatever, but that is the entertainment of female rap. So we don't care about what else she said. So she says, I think they don't really know how to keep the business, so that's how we'll explain the situation. So she does not want to address the situation. She don't want to address who it is. She wants to tiptoe around the topic. So then I'm so surprised that the interview actually like called that out and says, you use the term tiptoe. Do you find it necessary to tiptoe? Clearly you don't want to name any names. Is that to be political and keeping your relationships from getting damaged in the future? Latto says, you're saying like, why didn't I just say F you and say who it is? Like, this girl is slow. Like, Latto is slow. No shade, because do y'all hear the way she talked? So they said there's a very not tiptoe side of you, period. There's a very not tiptoe side of you at other times. So how do you decide when to tiptoe, when you want to put it on the floor and when you want to tiptoe? Latto said, that's a good question. I'd be wanting to just jump out there, but I see the bigger picture and I'm in this for the long run. I know that at the end of the day, this is the entertainment industry and you can't expose too much. I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Girl, huh? Anyway, she says you don't want to burn bridges you might need later. Latto says it's not even about needing them later. It's just like burning bridges with other people because it's also like clicky. Like, oh, she said this, so now I don't want to work with her. It could just leave a bad taste in other people's mouth when you don't know the whole story and you're not in my shoes. A lot of people were saying I was clout chasing and whatever. So let's now stick on the clicky part, right? So they says you brought up clicky. Hip hop is very clicky. Have you stumbled that along the way more than you expected? So Latto says you have to tiptoe around like who's cool with who. If I'm posting with this person, then I can't be around this person in the beef world. What is the beef world? Because you were not shy about like loving Nicki Minaj out loud, then beefing with Nicki Minaj out loud, then clicking up with Cardi B out loud, then throwing shots at Nicki Minaj put it on the floor, and then getting her enemy arch nemesis Cardi B on the song that you are dissing her with. So to me, you wasn't tiptoeing around anything. You drew a line very clear in the stand as to who you were siding with. And I'm not saying, oh, pick a side, but I'm just saying, Latto, like, why is it one, oh, I only pick sides in the music, but on the end, like, I ain't gonna throw hands in real life, so don't come at me. So anyway, the interviewer says, are you like that if someone works with someone you don't like? And do you hold a grudge? Latto says, I don't. And that sounds so cliche or fake, but I really don't. She said, I was backstage with Lola Brooke at Summer Jam and I told her, stay out the BS. Don't let the fans and the blogs try to make you beef with this person. It's hard. It's easier said than done. But I was just telling her, like, from someone who fell victim to comments and stands and blogs and commentators in general, I was like, don't fall for that stuff. Just stay neutral. I would encourage people like, girl, I don't give a F. It's business. Go get your money. I'm cool with you until you do something to me. Very interesting. So they said you've had your beefs in hip hop. Do you feel like that is just a part of being a rapper? Are women as supportive of each other as they preach, um or that there's a lot more competition and picking sides behind the scenes? Latto says, I think it don't really be a problem until we let fans, stands, whatever you want to call them. You know what I don't like about Latto? She be acting like, oh, I don't be online. I don't know what you call them, fans or stands. Girl, you be on Twitter like crazy, interacting with your fans and stuff like that. So stop acting like, oh, you know how people like, oh, I'm too good to be this. I'm too good to be on social media. I'm too good to know what a stand is. No, girl, you know exactly what stands are because they up your, right now. So she says, I think that's what stirs the pot because it's like we will all be fans of each other and commenting and following each other, whatever. But when they get to comparing, they will turn us against each other, which is very weak-minded of us. I will take that accountability. I don't think truly at heart it's us. Once people are infiltrating your mind and you thinking you got this, and now you feel this type of way without even addressing the person, now you addressing fans. I think we be falling for these traps they put out on female rappers. But okay, so I think that like here she is taking accountability with her words, but you see why people don't like Latto is because her demeanor is so like braggadocious and stuff like that. And it's like that's what I love about like Nicki Minaj. One of the reasons why she's my favorite artist. But see, the thing is that like her energy and her talent matches up with how braggadocious she is, and that it's not the same for Latto. So and outside of talent, because I'm really just talking about her demeanor, because you can apologize to someone and then you can say, oh, that was a genuine apology or that's not a genuine apology. And I just don't feel like there's anything genuine about Latto. There's not anything, she doesn't have any remorse by the way that she carried herself regarding Nicki Minaj last year. And like, who are you talking about when it comes to beef? Because she really the only person that you've been beefing with, other than the little itty bitty Coil Ray stuff that nobody cares about. I don't even care to talk about that. So yeah, let me see what else I had here. And that's why Latto, you're a fraud. This is why you're a fraud because like you and I hate when the blogs do this as well. I hate when people blame fans because you didn't have to respond. You didn't have to come like that. You could have asked Nicki Minaj, oh, and hold on, first of all, ain't no fan or nobody told you to record Nicki Minaj on the phone. You know who told you to do that? Your team. What you should be talking about is how the industry impacts your thoughts, your judgment, because ain't nobody, we all could tell that you were being coached behind the scenes. Let's talk about how your RCA team is acting towards Nicki Minaj these days and how they gassed up your head to go against her. That's what they did. But enough about me. Let's see what people were saying on Twitter, okay? So someone said, did fans sit and record someone? No, you did, pig Karen mud duck girl. So then someone else said, of course you regret it because you were dead wrong in the first place, been getting thrashed all year. The same thing Karen is doing with the what the rat did, claimed there was no beef publicly and showing fake love, and until it became public they were beefing. Now it's Stan's fault when the beef was already happening behind the scenes. Take real accountability. And this same talking point will be used again. That's why I keep telling y'all about this vicarious living y'all are doing. Eventually it'll look truthful when they pull up your pages. Be smart on how you address them. Can't argue with the truth, but insults can be argued. Someone else said, you regret beefing with Nicki Minaj because she's your idol. No amount of collabing with her ops, successful records, or industry clout will ever be able to make up for the fact that you burnt a bitch with your idol. Your inner child will always despise you for that. Own it, period. And ooh, if you guys make it to the end of the video, I want you to put own it in the comments, because that's exactly what she needs to do. She needs to own it, right? And here's the DMs between her and Nicki, right? Like, you should have, if you felt like Nicki was stubbing you, you should have been asked her about that, not saying, oh, when she was really talking to fans, So yeah, what else did I want to say about this? I also wanted to say that see, Latto, the reason you regret your beef with Nicki Minaj is because, like she told you, what she said, y'all, it's not gonna benefit you, right? It did not benefit you. Everything that you did this year, Latto, unsuccessful. She says she's coming with a project, she's working on a project. All right, cool. I'm pretty sure Put It On The Floor remix is gonna be on there with Cardi and stuff like that. Great for you, but you went nowhere. But we all knew that, Latto. You don't chart. Your music has absolutely no impact. People may like you here and there, but for real, like, who really takes you seriously like that? Nobody. Okay, so it did not benefit you. Your career did not go to the moon because you beef with Nicki Minaj. You may have gotten more opportunities because there's still people in the industry who don't like Nicki, but in the long run, it didn't do squat for you. So if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to type own it in the comments. I was gonna say type fraud, but I'm trying to be nice today. So type own it and tell these female rappers to own the decisions that they make when it comes to beefing, when it comes to following stan culture and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to me rant about this real quick. But yeah, make sure to please like this video. Let me know what you think in the comments about Latto's interview and her words. And also, please save the Fem Rap Politics to your library so that you can keep up with all news on female rappers. Thank you guys.